Previously, on Realms and Nerds, the Vassanoka Adventures.
As Raven and Krohl are leaving the stable and walking up the alleyway, they see this small gnome.
I'm Tilby. I'm the town tinker. Been working with the mayor. Yeah, been helping with their dam. Pardon me. Is it now a good time?
What is it, Tilby?
There's some visitors here. They wanted to talk to you.
Why has the dam been built all the way across the river?
It's inefficient when you only have a mill or a dam on this side.
But you do realize there's other people around that have lived here longer that also use the river beyond you, right?
The water sprites.
They've never come and talked to me on this matter.
Blocking up the fish will not be the answer.
And if you come to a understanding with the water sprites, maybe they can help you bring the fish back.
See if we can set up an arrangement with these sprites.
Krohl's gonna go to town and top off the supplies, I guess.
Llew's going to the bar.
Ben is actually gonna spend some time fishing with Silver.
Raven and Tilby take off.
Why did you bring that gnome here?
Oh, he wants to talk to you. Wants to come to some kind of compromise.
So you're saying that this builder somehow will be able to change the mayor's mind, even though we've already talked to him, and he has done nothing?
Wait. You've talked to the mayor.
We've talked to that there gnome. The mayor is not the one killing us.
Suddenly there's a disturbance on the other bank. Out comes this big reddish-brown bear. You kind of see it just fixate on Raven.
This is something dark. I think that we better go.
The sprite's forms fall away. Raven turns and is trying to trudge up out of the water. This bear comes and clips Raven in the back.
I'm gonna draw the root sword.
She feels a small hand touch her on the leg, and she's put under dominate person. The bear reels back, and then she hears Tilby say,
"That's enough, boy."
and it sits down. Tilby then looks right at Raven and says,
"Go, put your head in that there water for a little while."
She puts her head in the water.
After a few moments, her body becomes weak and falls in. Raven awakes, coughing up water. She finds herself not where she would have expected. She's quite a bit of a ways off the river, probably 30, 40 yards or so, propped up against a tree, and beside her is a somewhat familiar face, this gnome named Tilby. Raven sees Tilby standing beside her as she's coughing up this water.
"Oh, it's good to see you're awake, lass."
Real quick, could I have you roll a wisdom saving throw?
Ooh, that's not gonna be a good one. Yeah, that's a 10.
Okay, so real quickly, I'm going to tell you what exactly it is that Raven remembers. Tilby did cast a spell on Raven that is called Brainwash, that essentially the entirety of the time leading up to and after your having been fallen under dominate person, your memories can be fuzzied and altered, either to forget completely or to have an altered remembrance of what did happen. So with your 10 and the effects of the spell, what Raven remembers is coming up to the river, entering the banks, and finding herself pinned down in the water with a sprite in her face, saying something along the lines of there being evil here, and then she remembers water splashing all around her, and then she woke up next to this tree.
"Lass, are you with me?"
Tilby, where am I?
"Oh, you're safe, dear. Just a little ways off the river. Those sprites are nasty, I told you so."
I guess we didn't I guess... Can we just go back to town now?
Indeed. Let me see here. Tilby's going to reach down and take off one of his shoes that has this large spring in it and kind of does a little bit of tinkering and then pops up this short stick that Raven can use to kind of balance herself and steady herself as she walks. Here you go, lass. Let's get back to town. It's gonna be dark very soon here. Raven and Tilby turn their backs to the river and start the somewhat long journey back to town. At this time, we will cut to Ben, who went out fishing with Silver. So this is shortly before Raven and Tilby left that they went out, or around the same time that we will be cutting back to. So Ben and Silver headed out of the hotel and down to the edge of the river, or the edge of town, and down the riverbank, correct?
Yeah, basically just down to the riverbank.
Were you going upstream or downstream?
Remind me. Okay, what part of town is the dam that they're building at?
The dam would be upstream.
Upstream. So the water isn't really affected on this side of the dam, right? No, it would be, because it's upstream.
The dam isn't completely built yet. And
that's true.
I mean, it's in progress.
I guess I would go upstream, closer to where the dam is, because that's when the fish get through, they're only going to be in like one little. It's like when I go to Rockford and I watch all the people all fishing out there in the dam right after where it all pours into. So kind of that kind of vibe. Because apparently it's a good fishing spot.
Alrighty. As you guys leave town, Silver says to Ben, "Hey, man. So you said we're gonna go fishing, right?
Yep.
Are you a good fisher? Do you like to fish?"
I actually do. It's a hobby I picked up on my days aboard a ship at sea.
Whoa, you were like out on the ocean?
Of course. Where do you think? And he changes his appearance to Gwendolyn. This form comes from, and then changes his appearance back.
Oh, so it's like a maritime kind of like getup.
Yeah, I suppose. Yes. Sure.
Interesting. Well, that's you're a cool guy, man. You know, I've never met anyone I've never really met many people, but never met anyone that's like
No wonder thinks Ben's cool.
been at sea before.
Oh, the sea it's wonderful. It's just the freedom of the ocean. You can go anywhere, be your own person. Well, at least when you're in charge of the ship.
Were you?
Not really, but I made my way up the ranks until we made it to Westport, where I decided to change my life up, to try a new interest.
So you went from being under some ship captain to then being under some king?
Yeah, but I thought the king was a just enough ruler with his mind in the right place, taking care of his people, that I thought him fit enough to work on it.
You said you're from Farland, right?
Well, yes, we come from Farland.
Yeah, I was there a couple years ago. It seems like a nice place, Like, the humans, they're busy, though. Like, they're always walking around so quick.
Well, it's a port town. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of business to be had there. But if you know the right places in town, you can find nice, quiet spots. I have a nice, quiet spot that I like to fish there, actually, on the coast.
As they've been walking little ways, Ben spots a nice little spot that the riverbank comes down low, and there's a little bit of a more gradual duck into the water.
This looks like a good spot. Let's stop here and do a little bit of fishing.
Ooh, can I help?
Absolutely. I've been interested to see exactly how you go about fishing. I think I get the general gist of it, but I think it'd be fun to watch you go at it. I'll just be here casting my line.
Well, let's make a game of it then.
What do you mean make a game of it?
We pick a type of fish, and we see who can catch more.
Well, do you even know what kind of fish are about in this area anyway?
Well, I don't know what they're called, but I know what they look like.
Alright. Does Ben know what kind... I feel like this is a roll. If Ben knows what kind of fish should be out this way. Probably a nature check. He has no idea. Literally. That was a critical fail.
I have no
I'm gonna catch a pigeon.
You know what? What kind of fish are out here? I don't fish this far inland, so you'll have to let me know. Otherwise, I won't be able to take you on in this challenge, or at least you'd have the unfair advantage.
Well, let's see here. You want to see how I fish, right?
Well, absolutely.
Why don't I just... The first type of fish I catch, we'll go for that one.
Alright, it's a done deal.
Silver is going to flap his wings and sprout into the air, and you see him go out over the water and start to circle a little bit, just over the water, and then all of a sudden you see his wings flap behind, go, streamline to his body, and just dive bombs into the water.
Just like a seagull.
He goes completely out of sight for a little while. You can kind of see maybe some slight motion in the water, and then comes splashing out with a small trout.
I say top form. That's a nice trout you've caught.
Oh, this thing's called a trout? As he kind of tilts his head back to show it.
It sure is. Looks like trout is what we'll be looking for. And with that, Ben's gonna start getting his fishing line ready.
Silver's going to climb back onto the bank and just crush its head and drop it in the sand.
Oh. Would you prefer having it cooked before you eat it? I'm going to be honest, I kind of imagined you were just gonna eat it right then and there.
Oh, I mean, I'm not really hungry right now, and, fish really isn't, my main... I mean, it's alright, if I need some food,
That's fair. Alright, let's make a deal, because I feel like we shouldn't take more than we need, so let's try not to kill all the fish we catch. Do a little bit of catch and release. But we will keep some, because then we can use it, for the travels, for the road ahead. Keep only the biggest ones, eh? Alright, and away we go. And I'm gonna start fishing.
So, let's say they're gonna fish for an hour or so? An hour or two? 2 hours?
However long. He literally could fish all day.
Alright.
Does not care.
So, let's say they fish for an hour and a half. Let's have... Why don't you roll a d6?
That's a 1.
Alright. So, over the next hour and a half as they're fishing, Silver pulls in 3 more trout, and in the same time, Ben catches 1 nice big trout on his line. Right as Silver is kind of seeming to get tired and just comes to take a break on the shore, Ben suddenly has a large tug on his line. Could I get a strength check?
Boy, this is not my day, boys.
I'll give you advantage on it. He's motivated.
Probably did even worse.
No, I rolled the exact same.
God has decreed that is your number.
That's a 9.
Okay, make a dexterity save.
Dexterity saving throw, it's gonna be 17.
As Silver is flying back and lands on the shore, Ben kind of looks over at him right as this line tugs, real hard. And so it pulls him forward, almost 1 foot, almost completely in the water, but is able to steady himself, and is able to pull this fish in. So they have how many of the fish Silver kept or caught did you keep?
Probably all of them at that point. They didn't catch that as many as been anticipated.
Okay, so they have 5 fish. Well, man, fishing is like hard work. You did that every day out in the open ocean?
Well, not every day. Some days we had to plunder. Some days we had to fight gout. Some days we had
You mean scurvy?
Scurvy.
Yeah, whatever.
That sounds
Accurate. We had to. We ate
We
too
had to
much.
fight.
My God, that's scurvy. Got a lot of geriatrics on your boat? Does my dad fish with you?
That's a losing battle there, bud.
Some days we had to... I can't even anymore.
No, just leave it in. It is what it is. Your bud had an epidemic of gout.
See, that's the thing. You'd think it'd be scurvy, but who knew gout would creep on board? Weird situation.
What is it like a beast? What is gout?
A beast of sorts.
Explain gout to me. Explain gout to me, RJ. What is gout?
It's a beast, all right.
Well, I mean,
Consult your local Wikipedia.
I certainly hope I never have to battle no gout monsters or scurvy monsters.
You
or...
probably don't. Oh, your innocence is refreshing at times, Silver.
Thanks, man. Should we go, look at that dam or something?
Sure, why not? I mean, what else are we doing today? Not really much. Ben is gonna start walking over towards the dam with Sulfur to just, inspect it.
Awesome. So, as they kind of pack up the fish, Ben puts them in a bag and adds them to ties them on the back of his sack, his rucksack. And they start heading a little further upstream towards the dam. Which at this time, we will cut to Llew and Krohl. You guys headed back to the slippery... Oh no, you found your way into...
Weren't we into the brewery?
No,
Or no,
we went
no.
into
You were in the brewery.
the brewery because and then we went back to the slippery fish.
That's
Indeed.
right.
The brewery for the fine drinks, the slippery fish for the after party. So now we come in media res. 90 bottles of beer on the wall!
Okay, so Llew and Krohl have gone back to the Slippery Fish Inn and have been drinking at the bar for a few hours now, when suddenly Llew starts to notice a figure in the corner at a large round table. He notices that there's been quite a few groups that have come and gone from that table. He's noticed a figure that's just sat there this entire time as cards have been put on the table and dice have been rolled and all assortments of money and golds have been traded. He sees a young drow that is sitting with a cloaked hood and a white gloved hand.
It's Mikael Jackson.
That's right. A group of 3 half-Goliaths get up from the table, and they seem to be somewhat upset as they walk away, leaving this figure alone at the table.
Bartender.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Who is that man over there?
Oh, here they come, Schreier. You fucking beat me. I can't. I'm sorry. Okay,
He's one of the Rangers.
well, boy, to be completely honest, I'm not quite sure who that fella over there is.
Interesting.
Seems to be a traveler in town. I think I saw him. Came in late, early this morning.
Yes, well, thank you for the information.
He nods and returns to his work.
Krohl, I think I'm going to, go over and strike up a conversation with that gentleman.
Alright, you do whatever you want. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy a drink. Call me if you need me, though.
Alright, Lew's gonna walk over. Good afternoon. My name is Llew Westaryn. It's, not often that someone is in the tavern longer than me.
This drow removes his hood, exposing silver-bleached hair. Ah, new friend. Name's Rackle. They call me the gamekeeper.
Gamekeeper?
Oh, I travel around, learning games, teaching games. It's somewhat of a passion of mine.
Do you perhaps create small dungeons with zombies in them?
Small? Well, now, kid, that sounds like a good idea. I should get into that business.
Well, I can point you in the right direction if you'd like to see an example.
Indeed, that could be quite interesting.
Krohl! Krohl!
Yeah, what's up? Hey,
Bring the
hello?
map over, Krohl.
Yeah, sure. Krohl wanders over with the map.
Show this gentleman where we found that chamber with all the gold and the zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Gold?
Yeah, it's kind of like a prize for winning, you know? And Krohl points on the map where it was, which I actually don't remember where
It doesn't matter. This is an audio medium.
Interesting. You say there's some kind of dungeon here.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it was definitely a game, I think. We just had to kill some zombies and throw their heads in a hole and then they let us out.
Yeah, it wasn't all that too hard.
I'm not much of a fighter myself. More of a, like I said, I prefer dealing cards and rolling dice. Not to say that I haven't used a sword or two in my days, but might I introduce you in a game of dice?
Sure.
Well, now let me explain to you. It's quite a simple game. You ever seen one of these before? As he pulls up a D12.
Yes, of course.
Well, you see, this is, in my opinion, the most valuable of dice. Not many games that use this one.
That is very true.
Now, you see, the game's simple. You put down whatever bet you want on a single number on the die, right? And then the other person puts another bet down, same wager, or, you know, you could put a larger wager if you felt extra lucky, and you pick a number. We roll the dice twice, and if your number comes up, you win the profits. If your number comes up twice, you gotta pay up twice. Likewise, if you want, you can pick two numbers on the die, and if either of them come up on either of the rolls, you get half the bet. Oh, I'm explaining too much, kid. Why don't you just pick a number, 1 to 12?
I'll take 5.
Oh, alright. I'll take 7, kid. What do you say, 5 gold pieces?
Sounds like a bet.
Well, here we go. Dice be rolling. Ooh, a 9. Looks like no winners today. And a 3. What do you say, kid? You want to roll 2 more times? Same numbers? Change up the numbers? Increase the bet?
Let's double down.
10 gold pieces on the table?
Lou drops 5 more on the table.
Well, I like your style, kid. Ooh, no winners again. Look at that. 10 gold pieces for you, kid.
Hey!
Well done, mate.
I suppose I'm pretty good at this game.
Yeah, what do you say? You want to play again?
Oh, I could go for one more round.
Same numbers?
Let's say 9.
Well, I'm going to pick 12 and 3. What do you say we start with 10?
Well, if we're starting with 10, I would take 9 and 2.
Alright. 5. Oh, look at that. 9.
Oh!
You got some good luck there, kid.
Another
Indeed
5
I
for
do.
you.
Wait, so I only take half the pot?
Yeah, you take half the money because you
Okay.
just took 2 numbers.
Alright. Well, this game is,
Seems to be paying out well for you.
Indeed. Well, do you know any other games?
Well, sure, kid. I reckon I've got a plethora of different games we can play with just this die, or maybe a pack of cards.
All right, well, I think I have a game for you then.
Oh, a new one.
It's quite simple. I figure, I'd like to, get back to my conversation with my friend. We need to, begin strategizing about our next moves, but I'd like to give you a chance to win back your money.
Intriguing.
So you are now, unfortunately, down 15 gold pieces. So here is the wager. We both put in 30, and we each take a d20 here and roll. Lowest number on the roll wins. Straight up.
Well, kid, I like your style. Let's go for it. As he pulls a small bag off of his waist and puts it on the table.
All right. So low number wins. I got 3.
I got a 5.
Oh,
well, would you look at that?
well, my friend, it was wonderful playing some games with you. And I'm gonna wave to the bartender. I hold up 3 fingers and then mouth whiskey.
The bartender sees your hand and kind of nods and is somewhat lazily getting some drinks together.
Well, I had quite a bit of fun. Let me buy you a drink here. No hard feelings.
Oh, no, of course. You see, the thing about playing games is that sometimes they're in your favor and sometimes you learn a thing or two.
Well, indeed. I don't mean to pry, but what brings you into the town?
Well, been traveling all over the continent. Right now, I'm making my way towards the city of New Halir. I hear they have quite a store of knowledge there. I wonder what I can find of. Yeah, I'm sure you know the region. It's quite ancient. They have all sorts of old relics and games that I'm sure have been lost to time.
Interesting.
Why so, kid?
Forgive me, I do not mean to disparage your profession at all. I just I suppose I don't understand how you make much money at this practice of going around and finding new games or lost games or things of that nature.
Well, he looks you over and notices some insignias scattered across your clothing and armor, the pommel of your sword. I can tell you're from Farland, right? Probably an envoy of the king at Westport or something along those lines, right?
Well, yes, I suppose an envoy of sorts. I am Llew Westaryn, the prince.
Oh! And here I was thinking I was in the backwaters of some Murdoch town.
Well, we're just passing through, but,
Well, how about I tell you how I make money, and you tell me what your business here is?
Sure.
Well, first off, money isn't quite as possessive as you might think. Of course, my culture has money, but I spent hundreds of years without ever having to worry about some monetary currency. At this point, you see, money is really just the chips for playing games. You don't have any money, you can't play any games. And if you can't play games, then what's the point of living?
Interesting.
So, when times get tough, if my luck ever gets that bad, I will find work wherever it might suit me.
What an interesting existence.
Indeed, and of course I've found there are some curators around the continent that feel likewise to me and are willing to pay for my knowledge.
Ah, interesting.
Of course, the practice of gamekeeping also comes with its fair share of tales and music and all the other sorts of entertainment that, add spice to life.
So you are a bard then?
Bard, minstrel, gamekeeper, storyteller, whatever you might want to call me.
Well, it does seem like you lead quite the fascinating life.
Well, I mean, it sure is an existence that I am happy with.
Indeed, and what more could one ask for in this life?
Now, what brings the High Prince of Westport to the middle of Murdoch?
Well,
And right around this time, the barkeeper comes over with 2 glasses of whiskey. I'll put it on your tab, kid.
Perfect, thank you. Alright, slide one across to him.
Much obliged.
Here's to your health and to the continued finding of lost games.
It's... I don't know if you know much of the alcohol, but stuff around here is quite poor.
It is certainly not the best I've had. You know, my father actually commissioned a royal brewery. It's within the walls of the castle, actually.
Indeed, well, let's see here. Can I make it to that pub? I was in Farland a couple years ago. Westport I was intending for it to only be a weekend, and it turned into somewhat of a month, going from pub to pub.
That will happen if you're not careful. But anyways, to your question, we are currently endeavoring to solve a local dispute about this dam that's being built.
Interesting. And that's what the king sent you all the way out here. This can't be his jurisdiction.
Well, no, we have other business farther out to the east.
You might say we're just passing through, you know?
East, eh? Whereabouts you headed? I assume, let's see here, trade relations and all that, heading to Rome?
Well, I mean, isn't everybody... They do say all roads lead to Rome.
They do?
I mean, I've heard it said before.
Oh, I just assumed they, second largest, shipping port in the area and all that. Besides for Lear, I guess.
Yes, I mean, I'm sure we'll make a stop there. We have, several things that we need to accomplish. I mean, you know how these diplomatic missions go. There's always, package as many as you can together and all that.
Okay. Basically, Rackle understands that Llew is, has a larger mission that is currently being obscured, Well, kid, appreciate the drink and the playing of the games. Who knows? Maybe I'll see you somewhere out east.
Oh, perhaps you will. Anyways, a good day to you, and I hope your fortune changes.
Yeah. Have a good one, kid.
Alright, so we walk away.
Alright.
Krohl.
Yeah, what's up?
Did he seem a bit too interested in where we were going?
That's kind of the vibe I was getting. He seems a little more than curious. It's a good thing you didn't tell him exactly where we were going.
I mean, to be completely fair, I don't know exactly where we're going either, but...
Oh, don't you worry about that. I know exactly where we're going, and trust me when I say it's not Rome. Like you said, we might make a stop through there, but Rome is not the final destination.
Yes, and all roads lead to Rome. What kind of stupid thing? I don't know what I was thinking.
It seems like you're rambling a bit there, bud. You were going off the rails.
Krohl, I'm very drunk.
Well, maybe we should get back to our friends.
We could do that. But I did just order a beer tower.
That's fair.
So let's finish that first, and then maybe we'll go back.
Sounds like a plan.
Let us cut back to Ben and Silver, who are approaching the dam.
Well, I see how it's clearly not finished, as they say.
Yeah, there's like a huge hole in the middle. Could you actually roll a perception check for me?
I can. However, it will not be good. It's a 6.
Alright. So what Ben is looking at is, right now, you can see on the very ends, there's a wood frame that has these stone blocks that have been placed in, and then further out you can see the frame is built, but there's not rocks there, and then in the middle the frame isn't quite built yet, and then on the other side it's kind of the same thing. It's like partially, and then just the frame, and then nothing. Yeah, I mean, like, this doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Well, not yet, but consider when it's all completed, then the water will not go through. Or at least the way that they're building it now. But yes, currently it's not that big a deal, and could easily be... I could see how they could make it so, that water could still flow through. Honestly, Silver, I don't see what all the kerfuffle is.
Kerfuffle?
The problem. The issue. Why the grievance.
Yeah, I don't know what the kerfuffle is either. I'm gonna go look at it.
Alright.
And Silver flies around everything, and he comes back and says, "Hey, come look at this, man. I think that there's like magic in this."
In the dam?
Yeah, come here. And he kind of motions and flies over down to the side where like the stones are. Could you roll an investigation check and an arcana check?
Yeah, I can do both. Alright.
You need new dice, dude.
Oh my god, he just rolled 2 2s.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, investigation and arcana are both unnatural ones.
Nice.
That was beautiful.
Well, Silver, I'm not sure.
What Ben sees and feels, he sees that there is indeed on the backside of these stones some sort of etching or scribing or some sort of marking on these stones. And what he feels is really just a sense of almost like a placebo, like Silver said something felt wrong, and he's like, I don't really feel anything, but he's like, I don't know.
Well, Silver, I mean, I don't personally notice anything, but I mean, I see what could be etchings on. It might have just been, some other rock or something hidden.
You don't feel that though, man? It's like...
No, but I trust you.
cold around here.
Well, water tends to cool down the temperatures around it.
No, not like that, man.
Listen, I don't feel anything.
Well, let's get out of here.
Alright.
And Silver kind of flies away from the spot a little ways and then kind of stops for Ben to catch up, and then they head on their way back towards town. Are you looking for your companions, or are you just heading back to the hotel room, or...?
Just heading back to the hotel room.
Okay, so you're just gonna go back to the hotel?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, there wasn't really anything going on. Other than, they're going to the bar and whatever.
As night is falling, Ben and Silver head back to the hotel and up to their rooms. And Ben just kind of sits back and relaxes for the night.
Such a long day.
Yeah, this, never had, like, a bed before. This is kind of nice. It's, like, squishy.
Oh, yeah, beds are very nice. It's a wonderful invention. I'd like to very much meet the person who invented those.
Greetings, all you awesome peeps. Sir Ben's voice actor and choice maker, RJ here, and welcome to the mid-episode break. It came to my attention after the last episode we released, episode 33 of the Return of Ornon campaign, that my mid-episode break recording for that episode was very long-winded and very, very bad. Shout out to the Vassanoka Adventures DMB for letting me know that. I really do appreciate it. And that being said, this episode's break is going to be better than that. So let's get right into it. If you're liking the episode and the podcast, please share the podcast with anyone and everyone that you think would enjoy it. And if you could, please leave a like or a kind review. It really helps with the show. And as I mentioned in some point in some earlier episodes break, I am going to be reading during breaks the 5-star or equivalent reviews during our breaks. And as far as I can tell, reviews and comments are only available via Apple Podcasts and our hosting site, Podbean. And as of recording this, there is only one review, and it is a 5-star review. So one 5-star review on Apple Music, and it reads as follows. Did you see any bright lights? I'm new to this world, but listening to this podcast at work really made my day more enjoyable. Each host brings their own distinctive flair to the narration, and I had a chuckle or two. Subscribe and listen now. So thank you so much, KT and OT, for posting that review. We really appreciate you for listening and for leaving the review. Don't forget, also, you can find us on social media. We are on Twitter, or X if you prefer. However, I'm probably still just going to call it Twitter. Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and TikTok, and I'm sure a couple others. All of them as Realms Nerds. Thank you so much to our friend Kyle for composing our main theme, and to Justin Mattioli for his rendition of the theme used for the campaign. Thank you to every single one of you for listening to the podcast. We really super duper appreciate you all. And I'd like to make a special shout out this episode to my buddy Hayden for asking me when, or even if, we were ever going to get a new episode of the podcast out the last time that I saw him. It really helped motivate me to get back into making this episodes and getting them out. So thanks, bud. I really appreciate you. I will talk to you all again next episode, but until then, stay safe, stay awesome, much love, and I hope you enjoy the rest of episode 14 of the Vassanoka Adventures.
And we are going to go back to...
Reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
We're going to cut back to inside the slippery fish, where as it grows dark and more people pack in, you see Rackle in the corner stand up and with a classical guitar with the sound of like a Spanish guitar, classical Spanish guitar. Mm-hmm. And he stands up from this curved bench and throws aside his cloak and stands on top of the round table and says, "All right, everyone of this, where are we? The slippery fish inn. How's everyone doing tonight?"
This is a stick-up.
Terrible!
Alright, honey bun.
Well, I see some nice laughing drunk faces over there, and fine ladies over there. It's great to be here, everyone. Anyway, my name's Rackle, and I hope you guys enjoy the music.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
And as right before he plays, he has a small dish that he pulls and puts, or like a cup he takes the cup from the table and like squeezes it to the edge with his foot, and then starts playing. And it's mainly just this hypnotic
Jazz.
Let's toss a coin.
Once a humble bard.
It's more like I said, it's like classical Spanish guitar, like just beautiful, just instrumentation, and he just goes for hours at a time, really. So you guys are sitting in there as you have this nice music, and everyone in the bar is just tranced out. I have both of you roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
He's a fucking
Hey, I got a
bard.
16.
so wisdom?
Saving.
Just straight wisdom?
Saving throw.
Saving throw. 17.
Awesome. As you guys are listening to this music, you both are, just sucked into this musical playing and are really feeling it. And in the back of Lew's mind, he's just feeling like the money on his waist is just real heavy and he wants to give it up. But then he's like, I'm just drunk and being too generous, and pushes aside a thought. And Krohl is honestly just really not feeling the music too much. I mean, like, he's just not accustomed to this kind of music. It's not like agitating to him, but it's also like he's like,
It's not exactly a
he's not vibing. It's not bad. It's not like, I want to get out of here. It's just
it's not moody enough for me.
Can I get an investigation check?
I got an 8. Not great.
Call us the Crazy 88.
You got an 8 as well?
Yes, sir.
Nice. All you really notice is, I say this, you do notice it, but you don't draw any correlation to it of the thought you had. You notice that Racco is making a lot of money tonight. He's a good musician, and he seems to be making a lot of money.
And here's why we don't make a correlation. Llew has been drinking since 9 o'clock this morning. Because we did like 2 things when we first woke up, and then he started drinking.
Yup.
He probably knows exactly what's happening, it's just not registering. He's seeing it all, and he's just like,
Man,
I
The
see
link
no
between
problem
A
here.
and B has been snipped.
He's just a good musician, man. I
You
don't-
see here, the temporary lobotomization has been complete, yeah.
Not my cup of tea, but this man sure knows how to make his money.
His guitar work is gorgeous.
Yeah, I could use a little work. I don't think it's dark enough personally, but that's just me.
I mean, for the style, I don't know what else he would be doing.
I don't know, something sadder, something moodier, not this upbeat dancing nonsense. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea anyway. Well, I think I'm done drinking for today. I'm gonna go see where the others went off to.
I mean, I understand it's no My Alchemical Romance, but there it is.
Krohl's not okay.
So Krohl's actually going to finish his last beer, and he's going to actually take off and go look for the others, see what they're up to.
Alright.
Been a fair amount of time.
So, Krohl finishes his last drink and puts it down on the bar and walks out of the Slippery Fish onto the road, onto the boardwalk. And looks around, looks both ways, and then...
Crosses the street.
And then a chicken comes out of nowhere.
Chicken! You bastard! In his drunken state, can't quite aim his trident, though, and he stabs his own foot.
I assume heading back towards the hotel.
Yeah, he's going to check the hotel first, see if they went back there, and if they're not there, he'll do a once around town. If he can't find them, he's going to check the places he can think of, essentially.
Okay, did Krohl, tell Llew he was leaving, or did
Yeah,
he just...
he did.
Yeah.
He did.
No, he told you.
Does it matter if Lew's...
Llew can't connect A to B, so he doesn't even register Krohl left.
What?
Hold
Where did... Oh, okay.
Where the dragon go? It doesn't matter. I have beer.
We are here.
Yeah, so Krohl starts walking back towards the hotel. As he's getting close, he sees 2 figures entering the town gate at somewhat of a hastened pace. and you see the gatekeeper closing the gate behind them as night has now fallen. And as you get a little closer, you see that it is Raven and Tilby. And Tilby yells out, "Oh, is that you? What was it? Krohl, is that you?
Tilby, Raven, how you been? You figure out the...
Not good at all. Go get your friends. I gotta go find the doctor.
The doctor? What happened?
Here, take Raven. I'm gonna go find the doc."
Yeah, he grabs Raven and is like, "Raven, what happened?"
They tried to drown
Tilby takes
me.
off.
The nymphs?
Yeah.
The what are they are?
They tried to drown me.
Well, shit. Guess that's what we get for trying to help them. But I mean, here, let's go find Ben and Llew. I know where Llew is. We can check for Ben first. And
Go look at
Are you gonna
We go
check the
look at-
hotel?
yeah, we'll check the hotel first.
Are you gonna make Raven climb all up the stairs?
No, I'll leave.
Yes.
I'll leave Raven at the bottom, and Krohl will wind his way up there, wobbly.
So as Krohl is making his way up the steps, Tilby is running down the street and throws open the doors to the slippery fish. "Oh, Taffin! Where you at, good doc?" "Oh, Tilby, is that you?" "Oh yeah, doc, come on! We've got a serious wounded injury. Come here." And you see a large white bearded man get up from a bar stool and push through the crowd, stoop all the way down and look at Tilby and go, "Well, what is it, boy?" "Well, sorry, you're really intimidating when you're this close to me, sir. Just come with me, I'll explain on the way." And he pushes out the doors and this Dr. Taffin follows behind him.
I would just like to say I rolled a wisdom check to see if I have any idea of what's going on here.
Yes.
And the answer is no. Because I got a 3.
Alright.
What?
You, sir, are inebriated.
Lou does not register that any of this is important to him whatsoever.
Beer tower.
He barely remembers who Tilby is.
Beer.
And they come out of the bar heading back towards the hotel, where Krohl's gotten to the top of the steps and pushed open the door to Ben's room.
Ben, wake up! We need you out. Bring your little buddy too. The nymphs have been attacking Raven.
What?
The nymphs attacked Raven, apparently.
Ben already was getting out of bed after he heard him the first time. The what was more of a surprise.
Wait, Ben was sleeping?
Apparently.
It's like 8 o'clock at night, dude.
Early to bed, early to rise.
Makes a man.
Wish somebody would learn that.
So it's not you.
Shut up.
Makes a man healthy, wealthy, and lame.
Does Ben go with Krohl?
Yeah.
They're getting up and leaving?
Yep.
We're going down.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
They make their way down the stairs and get back to Raven right around the time when Tilby is walking back with the doctor. "Oh, this is her then, Tilby?" "Oh, yes, those nymphs in the water, they tried drowning her and her leg got all busted up. I was thinking maybe you could do something."
Wait, when did this happen? Where did this happen?
Why did this happen?
Well, why don't we get her, and he's stuttering as Taffin reaches down and helps Raven to her feet and puts his arm around her and kind of is honestly holding most of her weight, and is able to get her just a little ways down the street till he has a shop. Sits her down on a bench, or on, like, his table, and starts pulling out some different herbs and whatnot. There's a small abrasion on her leg, and he applies some herbs and then is able to use some magic to heal the rest of the ailments to Raven's leg. As this has all been going on, Tilby has been explaining to both Krohl and Ben that they went to go visit the sprite, the nymphs, like they had said, and they got really agitated and tried to drown her, and he ran into the water and was able to use, he shows this little contraption he has that puts out he says it puts out a burst of energy, and it was able to repel them, and he was able to get Raven out of the water.
Can I do like an insight check to see if he's omitting anything or if he's being untruthful in any way?
Yeah.
Because Krohl wasn't there.
With disadvantage,
Okay.
This is all happening quick.
Alright. Come here. That's an 18.
With an 18, Krohl gets the feeling that the story he's being told perhaps is untruthful in certain aspects, like you said, like the details are being omitted, and he's not sure if it's Tilby trying to make himself look like a bigger hero, if it's that something worse actually did happen, and he's trying to like cover his own butt. Or
So he's just getting the vibes of not everything's being told.
Right.
He's not sure what it is.
He knows that Raven is injured. She said that, this nymphs attacked her. And other than that, he's kind of like, I don't know if everything he sees, it's like a ramble to him. He's like,
right.
I'm not sure what to take of this.
Right.
And as Taffin is finishing up, well, I think that's it, lass. How are you feeling?
Like I just almost got drowned.
Yes, indeed.
Not well. Not well.
Well, I really only specialize with healing the body, not the mind. All I can recommend is perhaps a good night's rest and a clear head tomorrow.
Well, it's as good of a prescription as any, I guess.
Indeed. I'm afraid there's like I said, nothing else I can do for you. And
Do I owe you anything?
Oh no, of course not. Sorry that all this happened. I hear that you're trying to negotiate or something.
Well, I was, but I don't think that it's gonna work right now.
Sorry to hear that. I'm not sure what it is that you're doing, but I hope it goes well for you. As he kind of is tidying up the things that he had used, and at this point, it's kind of like, all right, we're done. Like, get out of. Let's leave. Okay, so everyone except for Llew is now on the street as you are stepping out of Taffin's shop, and he's walking back down the street towards the Slippery Fish Inn.
Alright, Raven, you heard what the doc said. You gotta get some rest. So you go to bed.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Krohl's gonna lead her back to the hotel and let her go to bed and whatever, and then he's gonna pull Ben aside after she's left. Now, Ben, I don't know about this Tilby fella. He wasn't being entirely truthful when he was talking about what happened to Raven. What were you doing today, if I might ask?
Fishing.
Anything else? If you were fishing, did you happen to be near the dam? Did you learn anything?
Oh, we went and looked at the dam. Nothing important. Silver thinks it's magical, but
Magical?
I don't know. I didn't sense anything, but he thinks it's magical, so...
Did you specify anything about it, maybe?
That there might be ruins on the back, but there's also the possibility that it's just chipping in the rocks.
Fascinating. Well, thank you for your insight, son. I think it's best if you go back to bed as well.
Well, of course. If I don't go to bed soon, I won't be able to get up at a decent time.
That's fair. I don't sleep, so I wouldn't know what that's like.
That's fair. Where's Llew, by the way?
Oh, he's drinking himself under the table over in the bar.
Hasn't he been at the bar for almost over 12 hours at this point?
Krohl puts a hand on Ben's shoulder. Now, are you really surprised at this point?
No, but if he stays there much longer, he may drink himself to death. And Ben's gonna rush off to go retrieve Llew.
So while Ben does that, Krohl's actually gonna...
So you're going to the bar now?
To retrieve Llew.
Krohl's gonna... Is the dam outside town, I forget? Is it? I'd have to leave
It is
town.
outside of town.
Okay. And they close the gate and whatever. Is there... Krohl's gonna look for another way out of town to go investigate the dam.
Well,
he's kind of curious now.
The obvious way is to jump into the river at basically any place and swim to shore.
Let's swim, baby! Krohl ain't no scared cat. He doesn't need to breathe. He can't drown.
Where are you going to choose to get over?
Somewhere mostly secluded, probably.
You're going to go towards, all the way kind of towards the gate and then to the edge of town.
Yeah, the nearest place, the place nearest to the edge of town that is closest to the dam, so that when I get in the water, it's not like everyone can see me and going underneath town or something.
Gotcha.
Alright, so dive in.
Okay, so Ben and Krohl get to the bottom of the stairs and head in opposite directions.
Woohoo!
Krohl heads towards the gate, and as he's getting close, he kind of shuffles into a side alleyway.
Oops, I fell over.
But is it like comedic where like at first they go the opposite way and then they come back and they're like, wait,
Wait a minute.
and they go back. They go the correct way.
Sorry, Brad, I meant to go that way.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, Krohl slips into a side alley and makes his way past an assortment of houses and whatnot, finds his way to the edge of town, which at the edge of the boardwalk the town's built on, and there's a railing, but it's nothing you can't easily jump over. So Krohl jumps into the water, and as he comes up, he's right by the riverbank. He's pretty easily able to swim over to the riverbank. However, as he comes out of the water, he gets really sick to his stomach.
Oh, I didn't think that was still possible while I was dead.
And indeed, that is the issue. Krohl starts to feel bubbling in his gut, and his insides feel like they are like on fire. And all of a sudden, what comes up is an assortment of a shit ton of alcohol and a good bit of food. That this food has been like dissolved into this like just soggy, clumpy, like gel-like mess, and it's been fermented in this alcohol. And
Sounds delicious.
and he notices that after he throws it up, he feels very relieved.
Oh, man.
And then he notices that it kind of moves a little bit.
He takes his trident out and stabs it because he doesn't like that.
And it kind of like moves through your trident and like pushes to the side.
Don't do that noise again.
It's flubber!
God, I created Flubber! He'll be my new pet. Do I need to do an investigation check? To see
As
what it
it
is?
pushes kind of to the side out of your trident, you see this eye-like shape.
Nope. 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 Nope.
I've created a monster.
Goodbye.
Look up at Krohl, and then it just kind of like stares at him.
Oh. Might not know this, but I am your father.
It kind of squishes up and down a little bit.
You're a very interesting little thing, you are. Can you move on your own?
It kind of slides to the side a little bit.
Not so much. I don't know if I have like jars or anything on me. So it's like it's mushy.
It's a clump.
Okay. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Krohl's dead. He doesn't care anymore. He's gonna.
It is a slime.
Can we stop?
He's gonna try
describing this?
picking it up in his hands.
It is able to hold its shape enough to be picked up.
You're a happening thing, aren't you, little buddy? You know what? You're gonna stick with me.
No.
We're gonna introduce you to Ben.
No.
You two are gonna be bedmates.
I'm going to fucking kill Krohl.
Krohl's gonna
Burn
in one hand he's gonna carry it for now and keep making his way towards the dam.
Right.
Who knows? This thing might come in handy.
I love that.
Throw it at the enemy, disgust them so much that it distracts them.
What the hell is that thing?
Maybe it's a god taking form from the innards that were in his undead belly.
What?
I don't fucking know. It's his campaign.
A god from the innards of his belly?
We're going to cut back to Ben, who is running down the street towards the brewery and has made his way to the doors of the Slippery Fish.
Ben is gonna like...
Now, listen. Was Ben's run frantic? Would you consider it frantic?
It was hurried.
Okay.
I wouldn't say frantic.
So it wasn't like a Three Stooges sort of windmill run?
No.
Okay.
Ben is just gonna slam the door open.
Hey! Watch it!
I'm looking for Prince Llew Westaryn. Llew, you've literally been here for over 12 hours. You are probably about to drink yourself to death. Come with me this instant.
Correction. 13 and a half.
All right.
Listen, I'm fine. My record is 37.
You're coming with me. You do not have the choice in this matter.
Llew entirely has the choice in this matter.
Okay.
Well,
the one time it matters.
Shucky darn.
No, that's a good thing.
Okay.
As Ben has pushed through this crowd to talk to Llew at the bar, the mass of people have kind of filled back in around you guys, and as Ben is yelling, he is yelling over all the people, like, it's time to go, you don't have a choice in this. Right at this time, Rackle is finishing a song, and he gives a little bow, and there's some applause throughout the bar, and thank you, everyone, thank you. Have a great night. I think I'm going to be done for tonight. I'm getting a little worn out. Fingers starting to bleed a little bit. Please, you know what? Have a great night. Let's see here. I will see you all maybe tomorrow. And he kind of gets off stage.
Thank heavens, I thought that noise would never end. Llew! Come on!
Okay, by the way, I rolled a Constitution saving throw for myself just to see if Llew could have some clarity here. And I rolled a nat 20, which ends up being a 24 for the saving throw. So Llew is still obviously very drunk, but through that has, like, the moment of clarity and is like, yes, Ben, I suppose, it would probably be best if I, called it a night.
It certainly would. Now, pay your tab and let's go.
Yes, bartender, excuse me, what is my, what's my tab for tonight?
For today, you mean?
For tonight, I don't, yes, I suppose for the day.
Well, kid, let's see here. And, he looks down at an assortment of empty kegs throughout the day and is doing the math in his head. And, well, I reckon, about 70, 75. I haven't had someone binge drink like you in a while.
I want to know, is Ben at all shocked by this number?
75 drinks?
Gold pieces.
Oh, gold pieces.
But this is also a shitty backwater bar, so 75 gold pieces is a significant number of drinks.
Yeah, Ben is not surprised, but he is ashamed for his prince. All right, just pay the nice bartender, and we'll go back. We'll go home.
Very well, good sir. I have very much appreciated my time in your establishment. It has been one that I will remember fondly, and I am very,
Alright, kid, pay up.
Yes. Yes, I'm very grateful for your hospitality. Here you are, my friend, and
does Llew pull all this out of his sack?
Yeah, he pulls out what he has on his belt.
Okay.
Which, by the way, is not all of his money. I don't know if that's important to this, but... So, I'm going to give him, actually, 89 gold pieces total.
Okay, he kind of is counting it and... Kid, yeah, overcount.
Oh, no, that's for you. I wanted to show my appreciation for your generous hospitality.
For sure, come again anytime.
Indeed. Have a wonderful night. Now, Ben, if you will point me in the right direction, I do not remember where we are staying.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I know where we're staying, but I don't remember where it is.
Yes, Your Majesty, indeed. Ben is gonna lead Llew out of the bar.
Alright, as they make their way out onto the street, right behind them comes a face familiar to Llew, it's Rackle, as he's all packed up and heading out of the bar.
My friend! You're, packing up and leaving so early, then.
Yeah, I mean, I made quite a score tonight. Getting tired? No need to push yourself.
Yes, I understand. The life of a traveling bard is, I'm sure, one of much, hardship. Ben, this is my new friend that I met today. Rackle. He is a bard and a game master. It's very interesting.
A keeper.
Gamekeeper.
So you were the one making all the noise in the bar. It's a pleasure.
Oh, a critic, I see.
Listen, Ben, your dour attitude is appreciated as always. But listen, this man, he collects games. It's very interesting.
I'm sure it is.
You seem like you played a couple hands in your day.
Maybe not. What's it to you?
Oh, nothing but piquing my interest, that's all. As your good friend here has mentioned, I live and die for game playing and keeping.
Well, have you ever heard of a little game called Yonkers?
Yonkers, yeah. It's a card game from the West, right? Played on the shore.
Aye,
Maritime.
Lew's gonna lean over to Ben's ear. Ben, challenge him as the pirate lady. She's so much better at this.
Pirate lady, now my interest...
That was a whisper, sir!
Now my interest truly is piqued.
Sir, that was a whisper.
Call it what you will.
That most definitely was not a whisper to anybody's ears but yours. Well, sir, I must establish that my friend here is very drunk.
Indeed.
So, he's probably talking out of his ass at this point. But, yes, Yonkers is a fun game. I'm glad you've heard of it. Anyways, congratulations on making so much money on what apparently passes as music these days. I bid you good night. I must help the prince retire for the night.
Sure. You must be his attendant, servant, then?
Servant, no. I just work for his father.
Right.
He is an attaché.
The attaché to the royal prince.
Sure.
He is very helpful in matters of statecraft.
On occasion, I surmise.
Interesting. Well, of course, I bid you both good night. I'll be seeing you.
Oh, all right. Well, then I surmise we shall see you later.
He starts walking in the same direction as you.
You know, usually when you bid adieu, you don't travel in the same direction. Just a piece of formality in case you're not quite well.
Well, my new friend, I'm just heading out of town. I'm staying at the hotel right on the edge.
Oh, how lovely. Do pardon us a second. I believe we need to make a rest stop. I think the prince needs to use the restroom. Good night. And Ben is going to lead Llew off to the side to, like, an alleyway.
Ben, what is this all about?
Man.
Listen, Your Highness, I do not trust that man within an inch of my life.
I mean, he seems a little bit slippery, I suppose.
He seems too interested in our affairs for my tastes. And he also happens to be going not only the same direction as us, but to the same establishment.
I mean, I did think he was a little too involved, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, while we're here, I'm sure you probably haven't remembered to use the restroom within the past few hours, so you might as well actually go while we're here. Besides, that'll give us more time to distance ourselves from him. That way, we don't arrive at the hotel at the same time.
Yes, Ben. I know you're being somewhat snarky, and it is not true. I did, in fact, use the restroom at the Slippery Fish. However, you are correct. I do need to pee very much. So, if you could just take a few paces that way, I will...
Of course, Your Majesty.
Yes, thank you.
Of course, Your Majesty. You can pee in this alley.
This is the Alamo!
Alright.
Sorry, this is a Wendy's?
I'm not Ozzy. Calm down.
We now cut back to Krohl. As he makes his way up the river
With his pukey buddy.
towards the dam.
Oh god, I forgot about that thing.
The vomit bud.
Oh my god.
As he gets closer, let's roll a perception and investigation.
Perception and investigation. Alright, perception
Came here to look.
is a 13. Investigation is a 19.
Alright. As Krohl gets closer... Oh, can I also get an arcane check?
Yeah. Why not? I got a critical fail.
Alright.
What a shock. Right when I need it.
I'm a fucking idiot.
As Krohl gets closer to the dam, he sees the same thing that Ben did, the same construction, and as he gets closer, he's able to note that there indeed are a plethora of inscriptions and stone workings and different kinds of tinkerings and scribing put into these stones. Some of it is metal bits and bobs added, some of it is etching in the stone, other is charcoal or some other kind of dye rubbed into the stone. But he definitely is able to note that, there's something going on here that he's not quite sure what it all is for, but he doesn't feel anything. Yeah, so Krohl, though he's intrigued by all these markings, he doesn't quite know exactly what they are for. He gets the inkling that, from other scribe, kind of etching and stuff, he gets the feeling that's for something magical, like what he had heard from Ben, but he doesn't feel anything, isn't getting any kind of magical reading off this stone.
Right. Alright, he's going to make a mental note of the runes and such he saw. And then he's going to... He thinks it'd be best if he talked to Silver or through Ben to Silver and see what readings he was getting and maybe make a connection via their combined notes, As he turns around to leave, he's going to look at the slime thing and he's going to like, hey, you know what? I've decided I'm going to call you Ferbert.
Ferbert?
Ferbert. Ferbert.
Shouldn't they know the U? That way have been ironic. But this gross-ass, slimy fucking thing that creeps me out is named Ferbert.
Okay. And as Krohl says this, he kind of wiggles a little bit in his hand.
I'm going to have to eat and drink more and throw more up and build them up into a thing.
Build him into an army worthy of Mordor.
You know what? I kind of like you. Let's go introduce you to everyone else.
Is that corn? Is that corn floating in him?
So Krohl heads back down the river towards the gate, holding his new friend Ferbert, and we'll leave it there. We have Krohl walking down the river. We've got Ben and Llew in an alleyway, and Raven is taking a nap.